Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to 5 guns available in America. Now, this is something entirely new for the channel. I've never watched or reacted to anything like this before. Like, America's attitude towards guns is very different to that here in the UK and some European countries, I think. In a lot of states, I think, is it most states, it's legal to own and operate a firearm. Here in the UK, I think the only type of people that can, I think, are farmers, and I think it's for the purpose of vermin control, like controlling populations of rodents and stuff like that go for the crops and things. So I've always wondered, what kind of guns can anybody buy in the States? What kind of variety, what can they do, how many rounds per minute, that sort of thing. Just purely from a fascination and interest standpoint. It should be quite a fun one to watch. Let's do it.
Okay, today we're going to try to discuss the 5 guns that everybody should own. We've actually got 3 long guns and a handgun. We decided that the long-range sniper weapon, $2,000 rifle, was out of everybody's range.
$2,000, not cheap.
So we're going to try to get something here with multiple uses rather than have something a specialty item. I think the first gun you need to get is your handgun. Get a Glock 19 9mm, 15-shot magazine. Of course, you always have your 33 rounders. Have plenty of those with you.
33.
Yep.
So is that how many rounds can fit in that gun then? 33 rounds. It's quite a lot.
It's a good handgun to have. It's a good handgun to start with. Next down the line, in order of importance, I think, is to have your 10-22 Ruger with your BX-25 magazine.
The paint job on that thing looks pretty cool. It's like a sort of camo sort of thing.
Now, I've gone through this before. You can kill everything from a ground squirrel to a moose with this. Have plenty of BX-25 magazines. Next in line in usefulness would probably be this Mossberg pump. This is a 12 gauge that's sold as a kit. Now with this gun, you get your 18.5-inch home defense barrel. You get a pistol grip, so you can change it back and forth if this is what you want. And you also get a 26-inch hunting barrel with a vent rib. It's ported and comes with 3 chokes.
What does that thing do? What's the purpose of it? Hold on, let me go back here.
So get a 26-inch hunting barrel with a vent.
Hunting barrel, does it help with aim?
Rib is ported and comes with 3 chokes. This gun will cover everything from small game to deer, bear, whatever you want to hunt with it. And when you get home from hunting, you can always put the pistol grip and the short barrel back on it. You got a fine little home defender there. You can also get a lot of accessories for this gun if you want to trick it out with different stocks and all. But this comes from Mossberg this way. Now, last but not least, everybody needs some kind of combat weapon. This is a Bushmaster XM15 E2S.
Wow, that thing, it looks literally like a something like you'd see in Call of Duty or something. I've never seen anything like that in real life. Nothing, anything close to that. And can anybody buy that? Or do you have to take some kind of test to show that you're of sound mind? Do they do any kind of background checks? Or can you just walk into a gun store and just buy one of those and take it home? How does it work?
15 E2S in the 5.56 caliber M4 configuration. You should also have with your gun, as a backup, you can have the 22 drop-in bolt conversion with the 22 magazine. Now you have to understand that the barrel of this gun is not really designed to shoot 22 LR, so you're not going to get tack driving accuracy. Now, I fired these before, and you can hit a squirrel or a rabbit at 40 or 50 yards with it, but that's about as good as you're going to do. If you want to shoot more accurately, you have to get a dedicated 22 upper. But this right here can save your life. And I think these are the guns that everybody should own. Eric and I both feel the same way. If you have the money, you can later add some type of a bolt action, high powered gun like a 7.62 bolt action with a nice scope for.
The variety is just incredible. The amount of different types of guns, you know, the attributes, like some are better than others at certain things, whether it's aim or, I don't know, the amount of power, the caliber, I think it is. It's quite
long
interesting.
range shooting. But that's the guns that we think everybody should own.
Right, now everything Barry laid out earlier is definitely right on the money. I agree with him completely about this arrangement, but I do want to throw out the Mosin.
That thing is so big. It's huge. Looks almost as tall as him.
The Russian M90-130. This is one of those guns that if you and your buddies wanted to go in a couple of grand together, pool your money, you could buy a crate of these things and about 5 crates of ammo for around $2,000. That's a real good cheap way to arm 10 men. You all get your technique down and train properly on this gun. You can be very deadly in large numbers.
Very deadly.
This gun will pretty much kill anything on North America. Shoots a 7.62 by 54. Okay, a good battle-proven cartridge that's been in service since 1891. You got good soft point loadings out there for it. You can kill elk, bear, moose, anything,
Correct.
deer, two-legged game of all sorts if you need to. And they excel at that. They're good guns.
How many states in the US is it legal to own and operate a firearm? Is it every state? I think someone told me that New York, it's not. That might be wrong, let me know. I think California, is it legal? Or is it legal everywhere, but in some places it's more tightly regulated? How does it work?
And if you want a high-power bolt action and you don't want to spend a ton of money, this is definitely a good way to go.
Like Eric said, if you want to arm a dozen people, economically, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and it's not junk. I mean,
No,
they're
it's
not
not
guns
junk.
at all.
No,
They're good
it's a
guns.
damn nice rifle.
I mean, this is the rifle that won the war for the Russians.
He certainly did.
And a lot of people talk smack about Mosins because they're cheap, but they really are great guns.
They are.
So this would be a distant fifth if you guys want to get in a high-power rifle without spending a ton of money.
Right.
But we'd strongly recommend these 5 guns would be my go-to guns and Barry's go-to gun.
The 5 that he mentioned here, like how much are they? What are the price points? I think he mentioned $2 grand for this one, I think he said it was, which is not cheap.
So there you have it.
Or is it cheap in the land of firearms?
If you can afford it, we were just discussing this before we closed for the day. If you had one of these that was suppressed, with a lot of these magazines, that would be the ultimate survival weapon. You can snipe with it or whatever you need to do. You can kill game and nobody can hear you. That's a very important thing. People say, well, I'm going to run to the mountains and kill squirrels and rabbits and live off of that. Well, a 22 can be heard for 1.5 miles away if it's not suppressed. If this gun's suppressed, would be the ideal survival weapon.
Fascinating video, like very interesting, just seeing the expertise that the 2 guys had. You know, like they clearly have a bank of knowledge. And you know, here in the UK, like I mentioned earlier in the video, there is just, it's almost alien, like anything like this. Like you just never see guns. Like I'm sure there probably are, you know, some people who illegally have them here in the UK. Maybe they're criminals or something like that, but legally wise, like from a legal standpoint, it's not permitted to own or operate a firearm here in the UK. So yeah, it's just even though the US and the UK have a lot of similarities in their culture, like this is one of those clear divergences where it is just massively different, completely different. Not saying it's right or wrong, not getting into that at all, just very different. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.